August 9, 2024 Flight 2283 of Vallin has, a nearby Brazilian airline, changed into visible falling from the sky in a terrifying manner in numerous videos. This plane, named Arkansas 72500, was a Brazilian passenger plane which was going from Cascavel to São Paulo, however, earlier than touchdown. Just a few minutes ago, it had become the sufferer of a twist of fate wherein 57 passengers and 4 group participants misplaced their lives. This became now not only Brazil's first dangerous crash when you consider that 2011, however, it is also considered to be the deadliest in the aviation records of Brazil. See inside the video. It can be visible that the aircraft is falling from the sky in loose fall like a cut kite. After the release of the video, a wave of worry has run a number of the people belonging to the aviation industry because no matter what the aircraft is, it can usually be loose. It can't come down even as falling. The plane continually comes down by way of gliding. Then what changed into the purpose? Investigation has been launched by using the government concerning this, but what came about a couple of minutes before the crash that might were the motive for this accident? Vallin is a local airline of Brazil which covers most of the home locations. They have 8 Arkansas 72500 plane, one in every of which crashed on August 2nd. Of the A-72, faster prop engines are determined, and the wide variety 72 in its call suggests its seating capability. It was made by way of the plane producer ATR in France and Italy, while Airbus additionally has a 50% stake on this organization, which stocks its technology with ATR. Shares the Arkansas 72500 of Flight 2283 changed into 14 years old and was purchased through Linhas from Pada Air Carrier of Indonesia in 2022. As I instructed in advance, this airline typically operates simplest on nearby destinations. Consistent with flight fact statistics, 9th it took off from São Paulo at 9:06 within the morning on August 2024 and its destination was Cascavel, 700 km west. Its trip went smoothly. After 2 hours and 11 minutes, it landed at Cascavel at 11:01 within the morning. The flight had already landed smoothly. It was past due as consistent with its scheduled time, and it had to return to São Paulo after loading passengers from Cascavel. This is why after unloading, cleansing paintings turned into achieved quick, and after precisely 41 minutes, it landed from Cascavel. The aircraft took off to move back to São Paulo. A complete of 57 passengers and 4 crew contributors, which includes the pilot, have been gifted inside the aircraft. 61-year antique ambit decomposed turned into the flight captain. 35 12 months vintage Danilo Santos turned into the primary officer, and 2 female cab group have been also present from takeoff till the crash. What occurred? What was seen at the radar screen? You may additionally see all this. At 11:58 am nearby time, Flight 2283 took a left turn as soon because it took off from Cascavel and began keeping an altitude of 177,000 feet, which is also called cruising altitude. After 23 minutes from takeoff at 12:02, an altitude of 177,000 feet become maintained. If we move instantly from Cascavel to São Paulo, there's a massive mountain variety inside the center, to avoid which all of the ships ought to either flip east toward the Pacific Ocean. Flight 2283 also took a mild left turn to bypass this mountain variety, after which started out going immediately in the direction of São Paulo. In line with the radar, the primary 1.5 hour was surely every day. The method took place in a way wherein the altitude of the aircraft changed into round 177,000 toes, and the ground velocity changed into 460 kilometers at our 1:07 minutes. Flight 2283 made a pointy left flip and directed its direction closer to the city of Campinas, from where it made an approach to São Paulo Airport. But it had to land at 1:2 meters while it turned into gift over the populace in the south of Campinas. Then for the primary time, its floor pace reduced. Initially, it was moving at a velocity of 460 kilometers per hour. That velocity decreased to 159 kilometers per hour. What changed into its place isn't yet known, but in the subsequent minute, at 1:2 meters and a pair of seconds, the pilot maintained his ground pace again to 400 km/h till this time. The pilot did not deliver any form of facts to ATC. No, this changed into the factor from in which the aircraft changed into to be directed in the direction of São Paulo Airport. And we can also see within the radar that the pilot started out making the plane flip right, however, only after 13 seconds at 1:2 and 15 seconds. While he became turning, all of a sudden the ground pace reduced, and with it the vertical speed, i.e. the rate with which the aircraft goes down or up, started out lowering. It was seen in the radar that the plane flying at 1,000 toes becomes shifting at 13,000 feet in line with minute. That too even as rotating in a circle, and throughout this time its ground speed, i.e. the shifting speed, reduced from 400 km/h to or at 100 km per hour. This entire process took simplest 1 minute and 14 seconds, i.e. in such a brief time. The plane fell immediately at the floor from 177,000 toes. In the course of this time, the aircraft became coming down at a velocity of 180 toes in line with second, and the pilot probably did no longer have enough time to even alert the ATC about his situation at the vicinity in which the flight passed off. The vertical speed started out lowering, and there's a distance of best 1.3 km among it and the place where it crashed. What changed into the real motive at the back of this surprising fall? It will likely be regarded after the research, but in step with the information available till now, the vicinity where there has been a crash in 12,000 to 21,000 toes, which is likewise referred to as sagmatic and metrology records. If ice begins collecting on the wings of the plane, then it's miles a rely of awesome threat. Due to the fact because of ice, the aerodrome of the plane adjustments and the air which gives lift to it is now reduced. Every other issue, because of accumulation of ice, is that the wings have ailerons and elevators which might be transferring elements of the plane. Ice gets caught between them and that they cannot move. This is, the plane will no longer have the ability to show right or left in spite of the pilot's enter. To avoid this, current plane frequently have an automatic heating machine which prevents ice from forming on important components. There are a few plane on which a special chemical is sprayed before the flight, which prevents ice from accumulating. Various types of de-icing systems are set up in ATR 72500. It has pneumatic de-icing boots installed on its wings, which cast off ice from the air vents. In addition, de-icing structures are established in its propellers, windshield, and engine too, and in spite of all this, if there may be a forecast of snow in advance, the pilots try and avoid that altitude or place where there may be a possibility of snow accumulation that can result in a crash. Later, the black box of Flight Latu 83 has been recovered, and its miles expected that the real motive for this crash might be revealed inside the coming months. However, at the moment it stays a thriller as to how the aircraft fell directly down from 177,000 feet. You human beings may also like and proportion this video. Thank you very a lot on your loving remarks. See you within the next amazing video.